So recently I came across a video on YouTube where this guy named Kane Freitas actually created a conversion kit for the Boosted Board V1, so you can put Kegel wheels, or Kegel wheels, however you pronounce it, onto the Boosted Board V1 here. So I thought it was a good idea for me to grab a pair. The main reason why I decided to do that is not only because it looks cool, because obviously those wheels look a lot better, but because my commute is actually pretty bumpy, and I figured that the bigger wheels would be a lot more smoother when I go over pavement, all that stuff, and just like the random rocks and cracks and all of that. So hopefully it makes my ride a lot smoother, a lot more stable. So we'll see in a few minutes. In just a few moments, I'll be saying goodbye to these and hello to these. So everything that I need to start transforming my V1 into a V2 is actually right here in this box on the side of me. I have the conversion kit here, and I also have some Zealous bearings that I decided to buy because those are like the most popular choices that I've seen on, just various websites such as Reddit. A lot of guys swear by these things, and they're only like 15 bucks, so I bought those and the other 3 wheels that are nice and wrapped up and ready to go. So I think the best thing for me to do is probably to install the Zealous bearings on each of the wheels first, because that's an important step. And then I think after that it should be super easy to get, well, probably not super easy, but I've watched the video that Kane actually put up, the tutorial, so hopefully that it's just as easy as it looks, and we'll get these on, and hopefully I'll have some time to ride before it gets too dark outside. So let's get started. Okay, so that didn't work out as planned. So I think what I'm going to try to do is to take off the front wheel first, and then use, what do you call this bolt here? Part of the truck, and jam those bearings in, because I don't want to damage it using this. And of course I did not purchase a bearing toolkit, so yeah, we're going to try that next. And that method actually worked like a charm, so I'm going to do that from now on. But check out these old ones. Just nasty. I think my board actually has about 730-ish miles on it, and the bearings, to my knowledge, have never been changed, and they started to make a weird noise, so it was time to change anyway. So of course I bought new bearings for these, but I actually bought a second pair of bearings called Black Panther, and I don't know what the quality is like on those, but I'm going to actually put those Black Panther ones in here. So in case this doesn't work out, then I'll be able to just easily swap back over to my original wheels. And if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, I'll just sell these to someone else, or just save them for the Boosted V2 whenever I get that. 1 down, 3 more to go. I discovered a little life hack about installing bearings. If you don't have a bearing tool, you could actually use a screwdriver. Just make sure it's not a screwdriver with a base here that's too skinny, so it doesn't like mess up the actual what do you call this, a washer? I'm not sure what this, the rubber piece basically that's actually covering up your bearings. So you could put that in there. And I discovered this as I was having trouble getting one of the bearings on to the front half here, which is actually complete. So 2 down, 2 to go. Ain't that right, Tyson? He just wants to go outside anyway. So what you do is actually take your screwdriver, put it here, put it like this, and I don't know if I can do this without hands. Basically, you go like this, and you just kind of like put some weight on there. Takes some effort now. Boom, pop right in. Pretty good. Alright, so one last thing on that bearing installation hack. If pushing this in starts to hurt your hand, which actually happened to me, all you got to do is flip it, put it on the ground, put your force around the edge of the wheel, and just push down, and they pop right in just like butter. And there you have it.
got this installed. Pulley bearing, or whatever you call this piece that was actually on there. It's actually on the back of that. So I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing a speed ring, because I only see one that I believe was on the front. I don't remember if there was one here, so I'm gonna need to check that out over there, but we're getting somewhere. Ignore what I just said in that previous clip. I'm so slow. This is actually the bearing spacer and my other bearing. The speed ring was on there the whole time. That's what happens when you're kind of a noob at changing stuff on your longboard. So we're learning as we go. More maintenance talk. So I was freaking out a little bit because I was missing a speed ring, but turns out the speed ring was actually stuck onto this piece of the truck here. So after looking around my house for about 5 minutes straight going crazy, I finally looked super closely at this little piece here and realized that the speed ring was actually stuck, so I needed a knife to pry that off. So just a word of advice is definitely take your boards apart every once in a while, just do a nice thorough cleaning. So that's what I'm doing now before I install the last Kegel wheel on my boosted board. And there you have it. Kegel wheels on a V1 booster board, but now it's the test to see if I need to make any adjustments. Got my tension just right. I think I need to tighten this last one, and then probably take it down to the parking garage and give it a shot since it is nighttime. You can't even see out there anymore. Or I may just go around the neighborhood, I don't know. But yeah, I will play around on these and give my final thoughts maybe in another video to do like a long-term review. So yeah, we'll see. Yep, here it is. Easy way to tell that it's a V1 is that these are all scratched up and not removable, but I think that's how it should have looked from the factory. Wish they would have used these in the first place on all the booster boards. So gives it a whole new clean look. Goes nicely with my Flatland 3D bumpers. I also recently sent this in the boosted and they replaced the battery, so we got some fresh grip put on there, so it's almost looking like a brand new board, which is nice. So hopefully it rides just as nice as it looks. Perfect scenario, so that's probably about a 30% incline in a parking garage, so I'm going to attempt to go up with the new wheels installed. A little kick push. Hey, it works. So what's the early verdict? Well, I think it's a super good upgrade. When I got on the board, it instantly felt a little bit more stable, and when I had a chance to take a ride around the garage downstairs, it actually felt like it was a little bit more faster. And that probably had something to do with the new Zealous bearings, because my old ones had about 700 plus miles on them. So that was like a really big difference. It also seemed to coast a lot more, so hopefully, since the Kegel set, the pulley set actually reduces the range about 1/4 of a mile to up to a 1/2 mile, that maybe the new bearings will allow me to coast a little bit better, so that could be like a little bit of a trade-off there, or won't be as noticeable or as bad. But unfortunately, I have to go. Well, not unfortunately, because I'm actually excited about it. But I have a work trip tomorrow, so I won't be able to go try out the board, long distance or do anything like that. And I'll be gone for like over a week. So you guys will have to wait a little bit. And I probably would want to, do a couple more commutes and see how it affects my range and just see how it holds up overall. But so far, so good. I really recommend it at this point. So I'm really happy with it. It makes the board look a lot better. It makes it feel better. No major notices in a decrease of torque or anything like that when I was in the garage. And of course, it has some incline. So all seems so good so far. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible.